Hudson Taylor has long been regarded as one of the greatest missionary statesmen of all time. He was born in England in 1832 and left at 21 for China. He gave more than 50 years of his life to the beloved people of that country. He founded China Inland Mission and pioneered the idea of going deep within the heart of countries to reach people for Christ. During his years of service, he returned to England on furloughs. It is reported that on one of those occasions, while he was preaching in a church, God's light of revelation came to him. God gave him a sovereign look into future events.
I have seen a vision. I saw a great war that will encompass the whole world. I saw this war recess and then start again, actually becoming two wars. After this, I saw much unrest and revolts that will affect many nations. I saw in some places spiritual awakenings. In Russia, I saw that there will come a general, all-encompassing national spiritual awakening, so great that there could never be another like it. From Russia, I saw the awakening spread to many European countries. Then I saw an all-out awakening, followed by the coming of Christ.
More than 100 years have passed since this event took place. I believe the main point of the vision is an end-time calling upon Russian-speaking peoples. This video is a portrayal of Hudson receiving the vision, and it is a speaking to both the preliminary elements that he saw as well as confirmations to its validity. In all, we are seeking to influence Russian-speaking peoples to embrace the prophetic call on their nations. The current largest evangelical church in all of Europe is pastored by Sunday Adelijah. In commenting on the Hudson Taylor vision, he said,
Hudson Taylor was caught up in the spirit while he was visiting England, I suppose, and I was preaching on another topic, and God showed him some events that were supposed to happen, this last century, including the two world wars and the revolution in Russia, the darkness, and after which there will come a time of refreshment and not just a national revival in the former Soviet Union, but also a sweeping revival that will go to Europe and spread to the rest of the world. And we believe that strongly.
Hudson Taylor was well known for his journaling. He kept detailed accounts of many of his missionary and life experiences. We portray Hudson writing in England during the late 1800s.
It was quite a meeting last night. Right in the middle of the message, the vision came. I know I stopped motionless for some time. I was not sure it really was the Lord. So when the vision stopped, I kept preaching. But then after some time, I saw the same vision again. I don't know how long I stopped the second time. I had to proclaim what I had seen. I have seen a vision. I saw a great war that will encompass the whole world. I saw this war recess and then start again, actually becoming two wars.
God clearly revealed to Hudson Taylor World Wars I and II nearly 30 years in advance. In the vision, God gave him multiple verifiable events. I believe it was in part to establish validity and prepare us to believe the main point.
After this, I saw much unrest and revolts that will affect many nations.
God also gave indication to him of some of the numerous tensions and conflicts that have occurred since both world wars. We now know many specific places that revolts and unrest have arisen since the world wars. God was revealing major events as the world moved closer to the end of time as we know it.
I saw in some places spiritual awakenings.
The fires of revival awakenings have sprung up in numerous places around the world. We are currently seeing a growing number of cities, towns, regions that are in various stages of being transformed by the gospel of Jesus Christ. I believe that all of the preliminary elements of the vision have taken place, and we are awaiting the onset of the major element. Hudson then saw the fires of spiritual awakening descend and spread throughout all of Russia.
In Russia, I saw that there will come a general, all-encompassing national spiritual awakening, so great that there could never be another like it. From Russia, I saw the awakening spread to many European countries. Then I saw an all-out awakening, followed by the coming of Christ. This is such a profound matter. Russia. I spoke openly what I saw, and many heard. I will leave the matter in the Lord's hands.
Hudson Taylor's work is done. The things he saw regarding Russia seemed hard to believe prior to the late 1900s. Notable events have occurred since that now I am convinced more than ever that we are on the threshold of the climactic role of Russia and the final harvest of souls prior to Christ's coming again. First, I see among those events the unanticipated removal of the Berlin Wall, the fall of communism, and the breakup of the former Soviet Union. The Iron Curtain fell, and the borders were again open for the gospel. Second has been the significant growth and spreading of Christian churches all throughout the countries of the former Soviet Union. Third, the World Prayer Movement has in recent years enlarged its prayer focus to include Russia as a central country of world prayer. Fourth is the role Russians play in Israel. Revival is just beginning there, and it is predominantly occurring among and through Russian-speaking people. I believe this is a profound first fruits of the end-time calling on the church in Russia. While there is some controversy regarding his experience, notable people have spoken regarding the validity of his vision. Mr. Earl Nikolaevich Pasty has for more than 50 years been known to Russians for his shortwave radio broadcast, The Word of Life. In 2000, he published in a ministry newspaper entitled The Gospel Behind the Barbed Wire, an account of an encounter he had in London in 1947. While speaking on missions, he mentioned the vision attributed to Hudson Taylor. When finished with his message, an old man came up to him and stated,
"Thank you for telling that story about Hudson Taylor. That's exactly how it happened. I was present at that meeting when he saw the vision."
Bob Jones is a respected American prophet, and he has spoken of an encounter he had in 1995 similar to Daniel of the Bible. He explained in a living room interview that he saw the ruling angel over Russia. He said the angel inquired as to whether he was willing to join the end-time Russian army of God. This was new to Bob, and he requested evidence of a prophetic record of such a calling on Russia.
I was telling him that I really don't believe what you're telling me, because if this is going to happen, there'd be a past revelation about it. And he says, you will get it. In the next 3 months, I will give you all kind of revelation on what true prophets spoke. And one of the first things, in fact, in my mail the next day was Hudson Taylor's prophecy. And as far as I'm concerned, Hudson Taylor's prophecy was right, because that angel said he'd send it to me, and that's the first one he sent me.
The next day,
it was in the mail.
you are a nation with a sovereign call and a weighty responsibility. Will you seize the moment? We are producing this video and bringing it to all 89 of your administrative districts. We believe that God prophesied, proclaimed through Hudson Taylor that there was coming into your country a national, all-encompassing spiritual awakening so great that there could never be another like it, and it's going to spread from your country to the rest of the world. Will you believe the calling of God? Will you invest in the church in Russia, growing and fulfilling God's sovereign purposes? Would you be among those who would believe for a national spiritual awakening? Would you go where God sends you to go? Would you go to the rest of the world if He sends you to the rest of the world? You have the opportunity in your hands. You have a wonderful calling. We pray and bless you as a nation. The door is currently wide open to influence the people of Russia and former Soviet Union countries to pursue the purposes of God. Won't you pray? Won't you give? If God is leading you to invest yourself in some dimension in Russia and the former Soviet Union, won't you seize the moment? We are taking this video to all of the 89 administrative districts that are within Russia or states for the purpose of stimulating their faith and calling them to believe for an all-encompassing national spiritual awakening so great that there could never be another like it, and to influence the world for Christ. And to that end, we have done this video.